mistakes that you've ever made money-wise. We were in California, and I think we were getting ready to, leave that duty station and come back. It was on the West Coast in California. We were coming back to the East Coast, and we were going to drive, and we're basically just, military moves all of your stuff. But I think at that time we could only have one car, but at that point out there we had two cars, and one was like, just a little small extra car that we had found that we were riding, but we were only going to bring one car back. We had these friends that was like, hey, we could use another car. We'll quote take over the payments. Now, when institutions use that kind of term, take over the payments, like there's a contract, they're responsible for it, all that kind of stuff. Our take over the payment arrangement had nothing to do, was no contract with it. They didn't refinance it. They should have either purchased it from us, refinanced it. Like, we should have done whatever it took or whatever was necessary to take that car, put it in their name, and make them, financially and legally liable for that thing. But they were basically driving our car in another state, and the liability had not transferred from our side. Just, these are people that we had known for most of the time that we've been in California. When you move with the military, you meet people, and you become super close, and you're friends with them. They're almost like your family away from home. You make really, really good alliances, or seem to be. And I'm not saying these aren't necessarily bad people. They weren't bad people. They were probably just as young. They were just as young and naive as we were. And, we trusted that if they said they were going to do something, they were going to do it. And with all good intentions. You could have the best of intentions, and, things could still, go the wrong way. They were making payments on it for a while, and everything was going good. And then we got a phone call. They got in a situation where they could not afford the payments, and they gave it, the people came to pick it up or something with the financial institution because they stopped making payments on it. But because they were not liable, title was in our name, and the loan was still in our name. So legally responsible, this is our asset, and financially, because the payments, they were looking for us for money. They didn't care that somebody else was driving the car. I don't even know how they were insuring it, because to get insurance, don't you have to prove that you're the owner? Apparently not, because they were doing fine for a year. We didn't hear anything. Everything was going good, and then everything just went belly up. So the financial institution calls us. Of course, the vehicle is repossessed and probably auctioned off or whatever at this point. But as vehicles decrease in value, and in most likely cases, we were upside down a little bit in the vehicle, which was a whole nother situation. Upside down meaning that you owe more on the vehicle than what the market value is. So we still have to pay off some, let's just call it $3,000. $3,000 that you ain't got cash, so they didn't have any other choice but to set up some kind of payment arrangement with us, and we had to set up some. But it was just bad. The whole thing was just bad. Not smart, not well thought out, not understanding contracts, not understanding, you can be friends, but your money and your contracts are not something to be playing around with your friend. It was just so bad. And we worked through that, and we learned from that situation, and just and just other things that we went through in life. Legally, owning something legally means you own it legally. It is yours. If something happens to it, you are the ones that the people are gonna come look to. That was my silly story, and the lessons learned is a lesson learned. You're responsible for your stuff. You're responsible for not only the payment, you're responsible for the ownership. You don't let nobody just tell you without any kind of contract. If somebody, now it could have been an excellent deal or opportunity for them to have that vehicle. It was a car that was in good condition. It was a car that would have been excellent for, they needed a commuter vehicle. It was a perfect car for their situation, but we started the transaction, but we didn't finish it the way that it was supposed to be done. And like Murphy's Law, life does go on. That was a long time ago. But when you look back over your life, you think it over, and you see how far you come. I've been blessed so many times over since then. Just learning, and God just putting people in my life that would pull me to the side and give me financial wisdom. We didn't have, I know growing up, not in my house, we didn't have a whole bunch of financial chit chats, and this is how you do this. And I knew that I needed to have food and I needed to have shelter, and those things, I teach my daughter and anybody else that'll sit down for 2 minutes and listen to me. Have you somewhere to stay, have you something to eat, and then everything else come after that. And have transportation. You got to get around, and have transportation that you can afford. Don't be trying to keep up with the Joneses and be trying to flex out here for these people, and you ain't even got a slice of bread to eat. That's just stupid to do that. Be smart. Our pastor gives us like 4 things every week, and we should know them by heart. And let me see if I can remember what he say. Stay out of consumer debt. Save something. Don't spend everything you got. Help other people when you can. And pay your bills on time. That's your name. That's your credit. Save. He starts with saving. I should put that one first. Save first. Don't spend everything you got. Stay out of consumer debt. Don't be just borrowing up. If you don't have the money to pay for it, then you can't afford it. Then don't get it. You need to wait. Save. Just like he said, set up some kind of plan or strategy. If you can't afford it, don't buy it. That's what he said. You can't have it. Staying out of consumer debt, which is the other side of that, because most of us, if we ain't saving something, we giving it to somebody else. Helping other people when you can, because you never know when you're going to be in need. You never know when you're they're basic principles that'll keep you out of trouble and help you prepare for things that that can pop up down the road. We should take them to heart. So, live and let live. Y'all got anything? Y'all got anything that what's some of the silliest things? Just one, because we probably do a lot of stuff. Name one thing, one silly thing that you've done that somebody else can benefit or learn from.